Hello and welcome to the first episode of White Snippy Noise Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking about 4 recent albums that I think have a certain significance. Blind Date, Thank You, on the Usagi label. NUORI VERI, I'm going to butcher this name, it's Kadonnut Maailmankuva. SEEPAGE, Second Nature on Phage tapes. The NUORI VERI is on Aussaat. And Jason CRUMER, Thin Ice, on Breathing Problem Productions. And I think the tape version is also released on No Rent. So a disclaimer about it is I guess that there are some conflict of interest / ethical issues to reviewing material that I hadn't really thought of that much about before, but they were kind of brought up when I talked to Sam Stockson and Taylor on the second episode of Afterblast. We talked about label stuff, and he talked about sending items for review to a certain artist or a certain publication, and then they asked for payment just to even listen to it or review it, and kind of how that taints the process when someone is doing it for financial benefit. And I also talked to Rosie from No Rent about it, and she kind of also expressed some of those issues. And it also occurs to me that as a distro, as a mail order, as a label, I also have sold all these albums. 3 out of 4 of them at the moment are no longer in stock. They've sold out, but I will do all I can to restock them because I think they're all good. Some of them are brilliant, and that's what I do. So just so people are aware, I'm not 100% impartial, objective outsider making cold assessments of these things. Of course, I'm probably not going to choose things to review that I don't at least find interesting and significant. I also have personal relationships with most of the people and labels that I'm talking about and reviewing, so I honestly think that's not going to be an issue. I want to be critical. I am critical of pretty much everything. I assume that people are going to be able to have tough enough skin. I think serious artists do. I'm not really worried about, if a negative or critical review makes people less likely to buy the CDs that are in my shelf that I'm trying to sell. I think it all comes out in the wash at the end of the day. And I think it just contributes to a wider discussion about noise. So I guess without further ado, I will get into the first review, and that's going to be Blind Date, Thank You, on Usagi Productions. I just listened to this album minutes ago. I just finished listening to it, really, really focused, taking notes which I have here, which I can't read, so I don't know if they're going to really be referenced during this time, but they've kind of helped me process this. I've been listening to all these 4 albums for the past week pretty constantly, just soaking them in and thinking about them a lot, but I haven't really made notes on any of them yet besides Blind Date. So it's really, Blind Date is the most dense album of these all. There's so much going on in the Blind Date album that I really want to talk about, and it requires that kind of listening and that kind of attention. But I'll probably stop this recording anyway and listen to these other albums, so I can also give a fresh review before I start talking.